Yes, I just did that. Yes, I did. Welcome to Chat with Madam Whipass. And yes, I did. I just let that whole 11-minute instrumental of Love is the Message play out. I just sat here at my desk and listened to it from beginning to end and just relived some fabulous memories. 127 Park, I tell you, it'd be a Saturday afternoon or maybe even a Sunday, maybe about 1 or 2 p.m. You be 5, 6 blocks away in your house or at the store, and you could just hear the beat, and the beat just pulls you to the park, and you just see people start walking to PS 127 from the north, the east, the west, the south. And the minute you get inside those black gates into the park, you just start dancing, and you look around, and there are people doing the hustle and the fashion. Oh my God, the ladies wearing halter tops and bell bottoms with the afro. Or maybe their hair was corn braided, or maybe they rocked a turban on their head, because they used to wear turbans back in the 70s, and the platform shoes. And those were the days where people danced. And when I tell you they danced with each other, they danced with each other for hours. And that carried all the way throughout the 80s, when the clubs started popping up, like Bentley's and the Red Parrot and all the rest of them. The Limelight. Name New York City Club. New York City is what I'm talking about. We went up in the club to dance. And then for some reason, by the time the 90s hit, it was very strange. You go into the club and ain't nobody dancing. If anybody's dancing, this is what it looked like. Niggas just leaning up against the wall, watching a girl dance in front of them. I don't know how the hell that happened. But when I realized that that's just how it was, that's when I said, you know what? I ain't hitting the clubs no more. Because niggas just didn't dance. Honey, it is nothing like turning on some music and just dancing your old black ass off. You just work up a good sweat. You working the muscles, but just letting the music just saturate your soul, every fiber of your being. I love that. I love that. I love that. Anyway, enough of that. I noticed that the hangout that I did last night, is it over? Victor Sotomayor heartbreak. Well, Prince from the afterlife, he's still shutting shit down when you play his music on the internet. So right now, that hangout is being edited. I have to edit out the song Strange Relationship. And it's funny because a couple of months ago, if you just go into the history of this channel, of the videos I did, there's a hangout I did a couple of months ago before this channel got shut down. It was called Strange Relationship. I couldn't find the original Prince song at that time, but I found someone who did a remake where the song was almost just as good. And I played it. I started that hangout with that song. But it's funny, I'll go and look for a Prince song and it is nowhere to be found on the internet. And then you wait a couple of months and you'll find it, and then it'll disappear again. I just don't understand what the hell goes on. But, even from the afterlife, Prince is still particular about his music. I don't blame him. I ain't mad at him. So that video is being edited. It will be back up. Listen, I just noticed I bring out a lot of interesting facts and talking points, and then next thing I know, I hear other people talking about the same stuff, and I just know they just be listening to me, and then they make a video and present it as if it was their original thought. And that's okay too. So some of the things I talked about in that video was, one, I'm beginning to suspect if Tommy is reluctantly or has reluctantly developed some sort of feelings himself for Victor Moan, and he is fighting the feeling. Why, or what drew me to that conclusion Well, there was a clip, and you'll see in that video that I played when Tommy did a show the other night. And a gentleman called in on behalf of Vic Damone and was like, yo, Tommy, Vic told me to call in to tell you he's sorry, man. And if you look at Tommy's body language and listen to what he said, that just gave me pause to say, uh, it just crisscrossed all up in my brain. And so I had to rewind and watch it again. And I'm like, body language, you tell a lot. And so when the brother said, Vic told me to call you and tell you he's sorry, and Tommy was like, what did he say? I don't think I believe that, or I'd find that hard to believe. I don't know. It just gave me a feeling of, how, there's a chick and a guy and they have a little spat and he comes or sends his friend to say he's sorry and she just folds her arm and turns her back. I don't believe it. That's what I picked up in that moment from Tommy. So that's what got the wheels turning in my mind. Does he even realize that he has some sort of connection to Vic Damone? And then, my imagination started flowing. I was like, wouldn't it be something if when it's all said and done, Vic done left Joy and Vivi and moved in with Tommy and they became a couple? Wouldn't that be something? What if they announced their plans to get married? I wonder who from their chat rooms they would invite to the wedding. Would you go to the wedding? Would you watch it live on YouTube? But anyway, that's me just being silly. And some other points, and I also talked about their relationship. It's a strange relationship because what's confusing to me is that if Tommy was ever going to get mad at Vic, he should have been mad at Vic like this. He should have cut Vic off 1,000 times ago. I think Vic has done worse things in the past that Tommy should have said, oh, you know what? This is the last straw. This is it. Why now? And I think it's because, as much as Tommy hates to show it, him having to downgrade, if you will, and looking at Vic, he just got enough donations to get himself a car. Now, it wasn't like it was a brand new car. It's not like it was $100,000 truck. No, it's just a little old jalopy. And I think Tommy takes issue with that. I think for Tommy, it's like, this nigga got some donations from people who came from in my chat, and that money could have been going in my pocket. And Tommy knows his power. He knows how to put money in people's pockets, and he knows how to take it out. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's all in the re-upload of the video. So make sure you go and watch that one when it pops up in your feed. Is it over? A couple of weeks ago, we thought it was over. But no, they just had a spat and got right back together again. But this time, for some reason, I think most people sense that, it's really over. And again, it probably really is over because of the donation factor. Tommy needs to be able to amass more money. And if that means he got to take his donors out of Vic's chat room, well, that's what he's got to do. So this very well might be it. Now, none of us who are watching this shit are in denial. We just might be a little unsure. But Vic right now is in denial. And it seems like he got a little angry at some point yesterday. And then he slipped back into denial. And when you go through the stages of a breakup, you know, you can, keep going back and forth between certain stages like denial and anger. You're in denial, but then you kind of realize it, so you get angry, and then you just sit back in denial, and you go back and forth. But once he completely moves out of the stage of denial and the anger really sets in, we're going to see the old Vic. And for a lot of you, you're going to see the Vic you've never seen before. And for many of you, you're going to see the Vic that you were first introduced to. Because a lot of you became part of Vic's army when he was going at Tommy. That's why you were a part of the army of Vic Damone, because he was going at Tommy. But when he made up with Tommy and you began to see for yourself that he indeed truly was in love with Tommy and had always been in love with Tommy, many of you were like shocked and in awe. I remember quite a few coming in my chat room like they just had no idea. And we was like, even when Vic was going at Tommy, he was in love with Tommy. It's a love obsession. So yeah, as much as Vic says, nothing in this world can make him go at Tommy because it's been done before. Yeah, okay. He doesn't even believe that. It's coming. It's coming. When it really sets in for him that it's really over, it's going to be a painful thing. And what should Vic do at that point? This is what he should do, but it's not what he's going to do. What he should do, instead of having Tommy Sotomayor rent space in your mind, you should replace the space that Tommy Sotomayor rents in your mind with Joy and Vivi. And you really should just disconnect from the internet altogether, at least for a while, for a few months. You don't necessarily have to stay away forever. That's not what I'm saying. But you might want to disconnect and just focus on your wife, your child, your home, your family. Maybe even get a job, Vic. Even if it's part-time while Vivi's in school. You're going to have to do something constructive and not include the army of Vic Damone and doing hangouts. Because you think you are insane now, Vic. But if you don't take heed to my suggestions, you really gonna be insane. Yeah, it's gonna be painful. It's gonna hurt. But in reality, Vic, honestly, none of us out here in the YouTube streets needs to see how painful it is for you. So at the point, if through your insanity, you can at least realize that you're angry, just disconnect. I know it's going to be hard to get Tommy out of your spirit, out of your system. I know it's going to be hard. But I'm just giving you some tools to help alleviate the incoming pain, if you will. The best way to battle it is to find something constructive to focus on, other than sitting there with Tommy on the brain all day, all night, you doing videos talking about Tommy. It's going to be so unhealthy. You, Vic, I know we fuss and fight. And for those of you who don't know, underneath all of that, Vic and I really like each other. We're kind of like frenemies, friends and enemies, but we're really more friends than an enemy. It's like we get a kick out of going at each other. We really do. If you haven't noticed that, shame on you. But when shit gets real serious, I always try to guide Vic in the right direction and give him some good advice. Yeah, I might roast him while I'm doing it sometimes. And sometimes I might roast him a lot of times. But Vic knows underneath all of that, Madam Whip-Ass is concerned about him. And that's real. And that's the truth. And that's why he doesn't kick me out. He doesn't block me when I come in his chat room. That's why I can come in his chat room and talk shit about him. And do all of that. Because that's what me and Vic do. That's our relationship. Another strange relationship. But yeah. The bottom line, Vic, is that you are going to have to get Tommy Sotomayor out of your system. Day by day and night by night, I see you in my mind. It happens all the time. And on my day you stop, my heart beats on. I can't take it anymore. You are live for. Oh baby, you are in my system. Just want to love and you're in my system. Got me burning, baby. You're in my system. In my system, don't you know that, baby?
You are in my system. I just want you to know that. You are in my system. Got me burning, burning, burning. You are in my system. Just want you to know that. You are in my system. I keep on pushing, baby. Love's got control. Just can't get enough of your loving touch. Day by day, day by day, sister, sister, sister. You're in my soul. Love's got control. Just can't get enough of your loving touch. So romantic vision of me and you holding hands on Sunday and Monday too. There's no doubt in my mind that I did true, baby. You know I take you out and I keep loving you. Oh, baby, you are in my system. Just want you to know that. Oh, you are in my system. Got me burning on my fire, baby. In my system. Want you to know that. Oh, you are in my system. System. Got me burning. Oh, you are in my system. Just want you to know that. Oh, you are in my system. Everything I need. Oh, in my system. Keep my body alive, baby. Oh, you are in my system. I see you living night and night now. Oh, you are in my system. Everything I need. Oh, you are in my system. All I need is a fire, baby. Oh, you are in my system.
Yeah, Vic. Tommy's been in your system for years now. It's going to take a lot of work. I know the only way you're going to know how to cope with this is to self-medicate and do more drugs. That is the worst thing you can do, Vic. The worst. Really. The best thing you can do is really stop doing drugs. But you know what, Vic, I understand you have some mental issues and you probably need, um, you know, medication from like a psychiatrist. But instead of going that route, you choose to self-medicate with weed, sometimes some coke, whatever else you can get your hands on. Bad idea, but that's a whole nother angle that I'm just not gonna travel down that road right now. But my best advice to you is at that moment when you realize, if you can, or if a lot of people are telling you, Vic, you're really angry. If you can realize that point when you are angry, I just pray that you can find the strength to just back away. Shut down the army of victimone, even if it's just temporary, for at least 2 or 3 months. And find other constructive things to do. That's what's going to help get Tommy out of your system. You focus on joy, and you know she got a whole lot to focus on, Vic. You know, that should keep you occupied. You focus on Vivi, get that baby to school, you're taking care of the dogs, and maybe, Vic, get yourself a job, even if it's part-time, just to get out of the house and away from the computer for a few hours every day. Doing something different, meeting people, like real people. Not that us online ain't real people, but you know what I mean. People you can really see and touch, and pontificate with. Get out the house, see different parts of Detroit or Michigan, period. Maybe travel, drive to Benton Harbor and go check out. Well, no, that's it. I was going to say go check out LA, but he'll be online. We trying to get you away from that. Bad idea. I was going to say drive and go check out Styles, but you done pissed him off. You a bitch on his shit list. So you can't do that. But, go see family. Take Vivi to go see aunts and uncles and grandparents, You got to do something other than what you do every day and every night. How many times a day does the name Tommy come out of your mouth? Anybody ever thought about that before? How many times a day does Victimone speak the name Tommy? All right? You. I think just as much as he say, all right, Luke, Tommy. I just know what's coming down the pipe for you, Vic. When one is discarded by a narcissist, a narcissist will use you, like I explained, like a tool, and then throw you away like yesterday's trash. And that's exactly what we witnessed. We witnessed Tommy use Vic for the past couple of years. And when Vic became no more use to Tommy, you know how when the garbage in your kitchen is full and it's time to take out the trash and throw it out? And what you do, you push that garbage down in that bag and you draw them strings of that plastic garbage bag and tie it up in a knot, and you take it and you go put it out on the curb if you're in New York, or you put them in these bins like they have down here down south, and you just throw that trash away and you don't think about it no more, right? When you throw trash away and you laying down in your bed getting ready to go to sleep, do you ever think about that trash? I wonder what that trash is doing in that bin. It's chilly outside now. I wonder if that trash is cold. You know what? It's hot as hell tonight. I think they should come up with some sort of contraption and put some air conditioning in the bins to keep the trash cool. Don't nobody think about that trash once you throw it away. And that's exactly what a narcissist does to human beings. And that's exactly what we saw Tommy do to Vic. Threw that nigga away like yesterday's trash. So Vic, you're going to have to learn to focus on other things, and it will be difficult at first, but understand, practice makes perfect. Whatever we practice, Vic, we get good at. If you practice not thinking about Tommy, you'll get good at not thinking about Tommy. If you practice focusing and on Vivi and doing a lot more things with her than you have been doing, you'll get real good at that. Whatever we practice, we get good at, Vic. I just don't want to see this broken heart drive you into a state of depression. See, there's one thing that you had said in the video yesterday in talking to Tommy. You said, I always tell you, Tommy, you are the logical one. I am insane. People, listen to me. When people show you or tell you who they are, believe them. Vic has told us and Tommy that he is insane. You better believe him. So this narcissist has just discarded Vic like yesterday's trash. And Vic has already told you that he is insane. You fucking people keep playing with fire, you're going to get burnt. Vic, I'm going to need you to keep your insanity together. Because once you move out of anger and then into depression, and you know you are insane, and now we know that you're insane because you have told us, although some of us probably knew that already, but that's beside the point. You have admitted it to us. I believe you. You told me exactly who you are. I believe you, Vic. I don't know what more I can suggest to you other than this. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Vic. If you find yourself really struggling, if you need to talk to somebody, process with somebody, you just experiencing some emotional shit that you just don't know how to handle it, or you just confused, you just upset, you just whatever it is. If you need somebody to talk to, Vic, you know Madam Whipass is here for you. And at that point, I think you know, and I know that you know, that if you talk to me, it will definitely stay between you and me. I won't bring that to YouTube at all. I know you know this. So I'm just letting you know. If it just gets too tough and unbearable for you, see, although I'm trying to be serious, here I'm going to get ready to slip into silliness. But what I just offered to you, Vic, I'm very serious. You can call me, and it will be kept confidential. I just know you need to be around for Vivi, because regardless, if you sit up and cuss in front of her and smoke weed in front of her, Vivi is crazy about her daddy. Now that's the truth. So if I can do anything so that Vivi can have a healthy minded daddy, I'll step in and do it. I'll be an ear for you, and I'll assist in mostly any way I can. And that's real, and that's a promise. And hopefully, at the point you thinking about packing your car up with some rope and duct tape and finding your way all the way to another state to go find Tommy to bring him back home to Detroit, I would hope that you would call me first so I could talk you out of it. Okay? All right. So with that being said, Vic, um, I hope you take my advice. I hope you pay attention to what you're feeling and what you're going through, and just embrace it and feel it, and reach out not only to me, you don't necessarily, but reach out to somebody who you can trust. If you don't trust me, that's fine too. I can understand that. But reach out to somebody whom you can trust and whom you can talk to. Because I don't want you to have to deal with this by yourself. And I know your wife is right there, but you can't discuss with joy your feelings that you have for Tommy. That's, elementary, you know what I mean? But talk to somebody. Hey, maybe you can talk to Joy. Maybe Joy is that fantastic woman. You know, whoever it is, talk to somebody, and talk to somebody whom you can talk to them about the same stuff and express the same stuff a million times, and they'll still sit there and listen to you because they care about you, Vic. That's the somebody I'm talking about. No matter what motions you need to go through, no matter if you got to yell, scream, jump up and down and cry, find that person that you can do that with. It's good to have at least one person like that in your life. I have a few. And if you don't have anybody in your life, believe me, Vic, I can be that person for you, seriously. Okay? All right. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to come on in and stop in the chat and say hi, please do so. Hello? Why y'all just sit there and lurk? Y'all never want to say nothing. All four of you, or three of you. What's up with that? Come in the chat and say hello. Or have I blocked you that you can't speak? That could be it. Well, I wish you wouldn't have done nothing to cause me to block you, because I wouldn't have never blocked you. So that might be the case. I might have blocked you and you can't say anything. But yeah, so just stay tuned. We are going to keep a close eye on Vic and monitor his behavior. At least that's what I will be doing. And I'm going to at least attempt to guide him on the right path and help him navigate through the wealth of emotions he's about to face in the wake of being discarded by a one Tommy Sotomayor. Love sucks, doesn't it? That's the only thing I don't like about love, the painful part of it. Sucks. But you learn how to cope, you learn how to deal, and you move on. And it does get better. But I wonder, how does it get to that point that somebody just gets in your system like that, where they just permeate every fiber of your being, and you just become totally consumed by them and obsessed with them? Because when you're spending hours, I'm not just talking about Vic here, not talking about Vic, I'm just speaking in general. Or maybe I'm talking about Tyra now. But you know, when your whole point, when you get online and you go live and you just talk about this one person, it's what, a little, just over 2 years now, and damn near every day for hours, which means even when you're not live, when you're working on your cars, when you chasing crackheads out your truck, you still got Tommy on the brain. When you finally gonna sit down and eat, I bet you got Tommy on the brain. You thinking about something concerning Tommy. When you hammering in a nail, you are thinking about Tommy. When you driving and going about your errands, you got to run to Home Depot because you need this part or whatever. You are thinking about Tommy, and you have a wife. You know, you have family members. You got G babies and children. But how is it that a man whom you've never met personally, who lives on the other side of the country, through this sector is has quite a few personalities in it, or quite a few obsessive personalities in it? Because he's not the only obsessive one that I've noticed in this sector. There are people who are obsessed with Jamila, and I know that Jamila is no angel, but people have become obsessed with her, and that's the truth. When there are, you know, let me not even go there. But people um expose a lot of their very own obsessive behaviors. If you watch and pay attention, and there's a handful that expose it more than others. But it's like once they latch onto you, it's like a pit bull that has latched onto your leg. You can shake your leg and pull and tug, but that pit bull done locked his jaws and he ain't letting go. And that's how these obsessive people are out here in these YouTube streets. They will go live or get on other people's platforms and talk about you for hours and do it every day. Every day. And it's like, how can I be on somebody's mind that damn much? I'm not even that important. I don't think my mama ever thought or talked about me that much. My own daddy, who I know loved me dearly, didn't think or talk about me so much like that. And these are people that birthed me, that changed my diapers, taught me how to walk, talk, how to wipe my butt. They have hugged me, they have kissed me, they have raised me. And yet and still, they never spent that much damn time talking about me. And then you got some stranger, somebody you might have just chatted with or interacted with online, might have even talked to them on the phone, but you never met them formally. That's really something to think about. It's really, really, really scary. And then, people move on. They might have not just hangouts, or maybe Facebook groups dedicated to you, Facebook pages, complete obsession. This is a whole big fucking world. There are so many, much more important things that can be on your mind other than Tommy, Jamila, Vic, Tyra, whoever. There's so many more other things you could be thinking about. If you focus on yourself, hell, that can take up the whole day all by itself. But you won't do that. You won't focus on yourself. You got to be focused and obsessive on somebody else. And you can't see that being a problem. You need medication. And I'm not talking about weed or doing coke or smoking a little crack or even wet. What the fuck is wet? I don't know. Don't even want to know. But you need prescription medication to fine tune some shit in your cerebral system, get you on the right track of living a more productive and healthy life. Now, Tyra been talking about Tommy for a little over 2 years. Let's say he's known about Tommy or been watching Tommy for a year before we knew who a Tyra was. It's like, Jesus Christ. I'm just trying to connect the dots and make sense of how do you just get so obsessive on a person like that? But it's all part of a mental illness. You try to make sense out of nonsense. And that's one of my faults. I'm always trying to make sense out of nonsense and really trying to uh, grasp things and connect the dots and just trying to see how does one become obsessive with another individual? How do you become fixated? I mean, how does that process happen? What triggers you, or what is it about an individual that triggers you to start thinking about them all the time? You become fixated. When you take in a poop, you're thinking about that person. When you're washing dishes, you're thinking about that person. And what are those thoughts like? Do they turn into fantasies? Do you start fantasizing a life with that person, meeting that person? You start fantasizing about destroying that person? Do you visually see them driving through the hood, up to no good, broke? Do you really visualize that? Do you go to sleep and dream about it? It's pretty fucking amazing. You know, what is it about, because I met somebody in real life who had an obsessive personality. And it was interesting to observe because this person would meet somebody and develop a fixation and obsessive and an obsession with that individual. And then I noticed that they became obsessed with somebody else. And then a third person, and it just gets really, really fucking weird. But that's all part of mental illness. I'm not sure. Obsessive compulsive, that's what it's called. Obsessive compulsive personality or something. But wow, this can some scary shit to sit there and observe, you know? But yeah, I'm definitely realizing, you know, and some of us, we say this and you think people saying it in jest, but when I say it, I'm dead serious. There is a whole lot of serious mental illness up in this sector. There's some personality disorders, which is not a form of mental illness. Mental illness and a personality disorder are two different things, different type of things. But there are personality disorders, there are sociopaths, and there's a lot of mental illness. I see bipolar, I see schizophrenia, I see somebody that has a mental illness and a personality disorder. They all fucked up. Yet they are quite fascinating. So I see bipolar, I see some sort of obsessive disorder, and the people who I see have a mental illness, they are self medicating with weed. It is what it is. This is what's happening. This is what I am observing. This is what I see. Hey, on my main channel, Madam Whip Ass channel, you know, Bobby Norris, I never really paid attention to him. You know, I knew of him, I knew who he was, you know, his connection to LA, you know, all of that. Yeah, I never paid attention to him. And then I was directed to his video the other day. I didn't know there was some form of mental illness with Bobby. And I only realized it during the course of me making that video. He needs to be on medication. He really does. Whew. Goodness gracious. Let me see. Yeah. That's a link to my main channel just in case you're not sub to it. But yeah. Hey. Yeah, there's another one I just recently discovered, Bobby. Wow. I didn't know. I didn't know. But hey, make sure you go and hit that link and subscribe to that channel if you are not a subscriber. That's mostly where I want to do. I think every video that I do is important, but I'm trying to use different channels for different types of videos. Like Chat with Madam Whipass, I really want this channel to be about stuff concerning this sector. Now, on my main channel, Madam Whipass, it's a little bit of everything. You just never know what you're going to get. That's because that's the channel I've had since 2006. That's the only channel I've ever used up until last year, June, when folks started flagging me. So therefore, I was forced to create other channels, which is, well, it was quite annoying to me. But now I'm seeing I need to have different channels for different, or different channels dedicated to different subjects. So with Chat with Madam Whipass, I just wanted to be about stuff concerning this sector. My regular Madam Whipass channel, I want that to be more about current events, whether it's politics, pimp preachers, whatever that might be happening out in the world, And then I think I want a Gaming with Madam Whipass channel, because I'm waiting for my game 2 Point Hospital to be released at the end of this month. I will, well, whatever other channel I have, I will change it to Gaming with Madam Whipass, and it will be dedicated to that particular game. And maybe I might get addicted to video games again. I might come across another video game that I might like. I watch L. Dot play Fortnite from time to time. Sometimes I want to get into it, and other times I guess I'm just too old school. I like games that aren't realistically violent. And you don't get that with 2 Point Hospital or even Theme Hospital. It's about fun, cute, silly shit. That's me. All it is, get the bomb, get the AK-47, get the axe, chop this down, blow this shit up, kill that nigga on the roof. Oh, bunch of zombies coming at you. Shoot them in the head. That's the only way you're going to kill them. Blood splatting all around. Y'all can have that, honey. I just don't want to deal with that. But who knows? I might change my mind and take my rightful place as queen of the video games. Because that's who I used to be. While y'all was in diapers, I'd turn a video game over on 1/4. So anyway, I'm not sure if y'all really ready for Madam Whipass to get into the gaming systems. I'm not sure if y'all really ready for that. To tell you the truth, I'm not even sure if I'm ready for it, but I am ready for 2 Point Hospital. So those are my plans for my channels. I'll have at least 3 channels. I would like to move all my videos about this sector on this channel, but that would take a lot of time and a lot of damn work. Ain't nobody got time for that. It ain't that damn serious for me. I just need a channel to talk shit about this sector and a channel to talk about current events. And like there's this one story I need to cover. I tell you, more black men are entering the serial killer arena. This is some new shit. This is something we just didn't see before. And they getting younger and cuter. Young black serial killers. Like this baby face fool. Hey, Elm. Is that really you, Elm? I'm scared to give this one a wrench. Because that might not be you. I ain't got time to deal with that right now. But you know, if you need to... do you have a wrench in this one? I don't know, Elm. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this is you. For real, for real. Because people play. Yeah, this is you. What does this say? This ain't what you want, goofy bitch. Who the hell was you talking to? You funny. There you go. There's your wrench. But anyway, as I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. But I was getting ready to go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm about to end this hangout and go research this latest baby face, cute serial killer with the clear, smooth skin. Wait till you get a load of this bastard. So that's coming right up. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'm out. Bye, Vic.